Namaste and welcome. In today's video, we're going to explore how to use a mala, and I'm going to walk you through the exact step-by-step process from the ancient Vedic tradition. Now, the reason I'm doing this video is if you've watched my previous video called 3 Steps to Monk Level Concentration in Meditation, you saw that step number 2 was using a mala. Now, some of you messaged me and said that you've actually gone out and bought a mala, which makes me so happy. And a few of you had questions around how do we actually use one, right? That point number 2 was basically where all the feedback was coming from. So I thought, why not just, do a video on how to use a mala in the authentic way. So I'm really excited to share this with you. Now, before we start, I just want to say that if you're interested in meditation, then I've created an entire course called How to Meditate Like the Ancient Yogis, and it's available on meditatewithrishi.com. So it's 6 videos, you're going to love it. Just go and check it out. Sit. Okay, now, where were we? Okay, let's get to it. How do we use a mala? So, first of all, let's just answer the question, what is a mala? Okay, so a mala is a set of 108 beads, and it's been designed by the ancient sages primarily as a tool to aid in concentration during meditation, okay? And the logic is simple. If we're meditating trying to concentrate without using a mala, what tends to happen is if our mind loses focus, right? You get a thought about what am I going to eat for dinner? And then that thought turns into, where do I find the recipe? And then that turns into, what else did I watch on YouTube? And your mind takes you on this long journey. And you've been sitting there with your eyes closed for about 20 minutes, but you haven't really even concentrated. Forget about, got into the meditative state, dhyana. So the point of the mala is, with every new bead, you're supposed to turn to a new bead. With every new mantra you recite or every new breath that you count, whatever your object of focus is, the beads turning to a new bead with every new recitation, every new breath will keep you. You have something to bring you back to the present moment, keep your awareness in the present moment and build your concentration. Okay, that's the point. So, it's got nothing to do with religion, but it is something sacred. We use it for meditation. We use it to ascend spiritually, essentially. So there are some rules and regulations as to how to use one properly. You don't have to follow all of them, but, do your best and, do what makes you comfortable. At the end of the day, if you're doing something with love and the practice is making your heart grow with love, that's the point, right? That covers everything, essentially. But let me just walk you through the rules of how to use one, okay? So the first rule is that we hold the mala in our right hand, okay? So in the Vedic tradition, in the yoga tradition, we tend to hold the mala in the right hand. And the reason we don't use the left hand is because the left hand is used for cleaning the bum, okay? That's the real reason. So the right hand is what we do anything auspicious with, okay? Now that we know that we use it in the right hand, the second thing to keep in mind is we never touch the mala with the first finger, okay? The first finger, in essence, represents the ego. This is where we used to point at someone when we're angry. So we never touch the mala with the first finger, okay? So the way to do it is to rest the mala on your middle finger, like that, and to roll the beads with your thumb, okay? I hope you can see this. Roll the beads with your thumb. So let's say you're chanting a mantra, then every bead will be the new mantra. Om, Om, Om. Or every new breath, breathe in, breathe out, go to the next bead. Breathe in, breathe out, go to the next bead. Or you can breathe in with one bead and breathe out with the other bead. It just depends how much time you have and how long you want to sit for, okay? So point number 1, use your right hand. Point number 2, don't touch the index finger. Instead, rest the mala on your middle fingers like this, and then just rotate the beads with your thumb like that. Once you get the hang of it, it's really, really simple. Nothing to worry about too much. Okay, and the last point to remember is traditionally it's said that the mala is not supposed to touch the floor. Okay, so the traditional way to hold it is at the heart center. I'll just show you what I mean. So traditionally it's meant to be held like this at the heart center, where it doesn't touch the floor, it doesn't even go below the navel. And there is a special bag called a gomukhi that comes for this, that acts as a kind of a sling where you can rest your hand and just continue doing your practice. So if you want to get a gomukhi, I'll spell it out for you. You can have a look on Amazon and feel free to get it. But if you prefer doing it without one, I personally don't use one. What you can do is, to avoid the mala touching the floor, you can put a pillow just near your right knee. Luckily I've got Brony here, so I'll just use him. So you can put a pillow below your right knee and just rest the mala on the pillow. So you're still giving it that respect. It's not touching the floor, but it also means that your hand is comfortable. Because if we try to hold it here, in not very long, your hand's going to start hurting, and then you start focusing on the pain instead of the practice. And we don't want that. We don't want to focus on the pain, whether it's in our hand or in our legs or anywhere. We want to be as comfortable as possible. That's the point. Okay, so now we come to the last point, which is point number 4. And this is that we must not cross the guru bead when using the mala. So what do I mean? So I mentioned to you that your mala traditionally is going to have 108 beads. Now there's going to be one bead that is protruding out, okay, which signifies the end or the start of the mala essentially. And this is the 109th bead, also known as the guru bead, because it represents our guru or our inner guru. And as a way of showing respect, we do not cross this bead if we're doing more than one round. So let's say, for example, where you've done one round of the mala and you've come to the end and you want to do another round. It's good practice to not cross over, but instead reverse the mala and go back the other way. Okay, so just do a flip, reverse it, and go back the other way. I'll show you that again. Flip and go back the other way. Once again, flip and go back the other way. It's really simple, trust me. Just do it a few times and you'll get the hang of it. Okay? All right. So look, I know that we've covered a lot of information. Don't worry. I'm going to summarize and make this very crisp and clear for you. So point number 1 was use the right hand and do not touch the index finger to the mala. Instead, rest it on your middle finger like that and roll the beads with your thumb. Okay? Don't touch the index finger, rest it on your middle finger and roll the beads with your thumb. Okay? Point number 2 is when you're rolling the beads, make sure that you are doing it in conjunction with either a mantra or the breath or whatever your object it is that you're counting essentially. So it could be one mantra for every bead, one breath for every bead. Essentially, the point of rolling on to the next bead is to bring you back to the present and refocus you on your object, to hold your focus there essentially. It's just that simple. Okay. Point number 3 is do not touch the mala, or don't let the mala touch the floor, as a sign of respect. Okay, so either use the traditional gomukhi that I mentioned, or you can use the pillow technique where you rest your arm on, rest your right arm on your right knee and have a pillow underneath where the mala, lays on, so it's not touching the floor. Essentially, really simple. And point number 4 is do not cross the guru bead when you're using the mala. Okay, so that is it. 4 steps on how to use a mala. I hope that was helpful. Just one thing, look, for the next few months, I'm going to be doing tons and tons of content. So if you like this video and if you want to watch more videos like this, then head over to meditatewithrishi.com and sign up. Sign up for free, and you'll also get the free course, How to Meditate Like the Ancient Yogis and Transform Your Life. And that course covers the essence of what you need to know to start your practice in the right way. That is all. Namaste.